Subscribe to Teckoh on YouTube or you will forever be a bot at Fortnite.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be showing you 5 box fighting tips and techniques that I've learned from watching pro players and from the countless hours I've personally spent box fighting. If you go on to enjoy this video, be sure to drop a like on it and consider subscribing if you'd like to see more videos just like this in the future. But with that said, no 5-minute intros, let's get straight into the video. Alright guys, so the first tip in this video is going to be a tip that you can kind of learn and then scale into like a bunch of different techniques. It's basically a general tip that every single pro uses, and it's one of the biggest factors that separates a pro's box fighting skills from the average player. So what this tip basically is I know it's going to sound simple at first, but it's going to get a bit more complicated. The tip is basically to stay on the left side of every single edit and use your movement to kind of go around and get angles and such. So, for example, one of the most common mistakes people make is doing a mongrel classic. They basically do a mongrel classic like this, and their opponent's right there and able to shoot them. I don't understand why people do this, but they basically turn the mongrel classic, which is one of the best techniques, into a total 50-50. Like right now, if I do this, he's able to shoot me in the face. I don't want him to, but he can. So, hypothetically, what I would do instead is set up on the left side, because obviously I'm taking this edit, and obviously take the wall, and do the mongrel classic like this. Now you can see I have such an easy angle on him, and typically doing this is going to result in them being like right here, so they're unable to shoot you, they have no angle on you, and you have this super easy right hand peek to get off damage on them. You can hit them in the face, hit them in the body, you know what I'm trying to say. Another example is, say you're on the top of their box like this. You can set up like this instead of just setting up in front. Obviously you get your edits and stuff on them. He's outside of this cone. Hypothetically, I just get this set up, you know, I get some piece control on him. And you can see, if I'm just standing right here and trying to shoot him, he has an easy angle on me. If I go to the left side of this edit, then I have an easy angle on him and he really can't do anything. So I can just right hand peek him, like I have this easy right hand peek, and he's dead. But overall, guys, this is kind of a tip that you're going to have to learn to scale on your own. It's not really the type of thing that I can go too in depth on, really. It's ultimately something you're going to have to figure out how to scale on your own and just practice it over time. This is definitely one of the biggest factors that separates a pro player's box fighting from an average player's box fighting. So be sure to hop in creative and always focus on staying on the left-hand side of basically every edit you take. And obviously going for angles and making it so your opponent can't shoot you back. But anyway, I've been blabbing on about this for quite a while, so let's move right into the next one. Alright guys, so moving on from that, the second tip on this list, I guess is more of a technique than an actual tip. And it's basically a phasing trick that you can use. It's like a mixture of... I don't really know how to describe it, I'm just going to have to show you. So, obviously, most of us know this phasing trick with the ramp already. You simply just pickaxe it down to one shot, and you basically time when your character collides with the wall and with your pickaxe, and you phase straight through, right? What this tip is useful for is basically any time you just need to get in on your opponent, and you don't really have any extra time, like, say in an end game, you just have to surprise somebody and get a kill, or your opponent's already low in a fight, and you just want to get in and clean them up. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do the same phasing technique, but the second I phase in, I place a cone down. So what this does is basically forces a 50-50. Obviously, your opponent's not going to be able to edit out of any of these walls. If they do, then they're facing away from you, and it's a free kill. So really what you're going to do is, they're going to be freaking out. They're not going to know what to do, honestly. I've done this against so many players of all different skill levels, and it pretty much confuses them every time. So basically what you're going to do is you're just going to shoot them. I mean, that's not really much to explain right there. You're going to shoot them. Well, obviously you're going to shoot him, but you know what I'm trying to say. Basically, this forces the 50-50 and makes it so they have no other choice other than to fight you. And chances are, if you have decent aim, you'll be able to kill them before they even have a chance to get a shot off. Alright guys, so I'm going to show you a quick example of me doing this. I'm just going to do this real quick in game so you can kind of see what it looks like. Alright, so you can see I kind of scuffed some of my shots there, but you get the general gist of it. If you have better aim than me, then you'll probably be able to clean up the kill pretty quickly. But with that said, let's move right into the next one. Alright guys, so the next tip is more of a general tip than a technique, and this is to practice your piece control in creative. So a few of the common piece control techniques sort of look like this. For example, say I'm in a build fight with somebody and we're both ramped up like this. Now, I'm obviously going to try to place pieces above him and edit down, but instead of simply taking this 50-50, he's going to want to get out of here. He knows that I have the high ground and I have an easy shot on him, so most opponents are going to try to leave. So before they can actually get off the ramp and leave, what you want to do is you want to box them in. And from here, you can use the first tip, basically being mobile, going for peeks and right hand peeks, using your movement to kind of get around, and you can basically easily kill them. Ultimately, what I'm trying to say is that piece control is insanely underrated. I know you've heard this before, but honestly, if you can, instead of simply going for a fight like most players would, if you can get these walls around your opponent in a ton of different situations, obviously this isn't the only situation. Another hypothetical situation is somebody's on a ramp trying to get into your box. What you can do is you can get out, and instead of just 50-50ing them, you place a cone right here. This basically blocks them off from jumping up and getting build pieces down, and if you want to get super fancy with it, while they're trying to get out from the side once they realize there's a cone there, you can go like this, whip some walls around, and then like what are they going to do? You have an easy right hand peek, you have control. There's really nothing they can do. So ultimately what I'm trying to say is use piece control to your advantage. Seriously, this is such an underrated tip. I know you've probably heard it before, some of you, but if you can practice this and get good with it, you will see so much results. Even that phasing technique I just showed you, that's so simple because it's basically just a piece control play. Like really, I mean, you're getting this piece control in here, and you don't even need this piece control because there's no way they're getting out anyway. That's the same technique that I just showed you a second ago. Yeah, but there's not really much else to say about piece control. Obviously, I think you kind of get the gist of it. Basically, practice piece control in basically every situation you can. Also, if you guys would like me to make like a video on how to improve your piece control or anything like that, then definitely let me know down in the comments. If enough of you want me to make that video, I'm happy to make it. Hey guys, I'm actually recording this while editing this video, and it turns out that Raider464, one of the best editors in the game, released a brand new map to actually practice your piece control. In this map, you basically have to react to the environment while free building. It's genuinely so good, so creative, and I seriously recommend it to anyone who wants to work on their piece control. I'll put the code up for it on screen right now. I seriously recommend playing this map. It's so good. I just tried it out myself and I absolutely love it. But with that said, let's move right into the next tip. Alright guys, I just want to say right now I am so sorry about this lag, that like damages the video quality or anything. I don't know what's happening today, but my ping is just really bad. But with that said, the last tip on this list is basically the best way to practice box fights, and that's open box fights. So you'll see a lot of people doing box fights in like the clicks map or something like that, you know, when you're kind of stuck in a box with another person. But I personally think that open box fights are the best way to practice box fights. To set up an open box fight, it's pretty simple. You just get a basic 1v1 map like this. You don't even need these ramps. You can literally just go onto your map, build up with some ramps, and have one person box up and have the other person push. So I box up here. He's pushing me, whatever, we box fight, we can switch layers and stuff like that. Basically like a realistic box fight. It's way more realistic than basically any other type of box fight, and it's super easy to do. And then say once we finish the fight, all we have to do is come down here, pickaxe, and everything comes down and we can simply set it up again. But yeah guys, open box fighting is definitely the best way to do it. The main reason that this is so good is that you can basically do anything that you could do in a real game fight. Obviously, there are some limitations, like your materials are unlimited and stuff like that, but as long as you're not going up and like 90ing up to height limit or anything like that, it's a really good way to practice. Basically, instead of having this like tiny little confined space like you would in a typical box fight map, you basically have the ability to move around and all that. But yeah, with that said guys, that's pretty much it for open box fights. I really recommend doing these, especially against someone who's pretty good at the game. These are the best way to practice box fights in my opinion, and until something else comes out, I'm going to stand by that. But overall guys, open box fights are a super easy way to practice box fights, and you only need 2 people. It's not like a zone war or anything like that. You can literally just have one person boxed up, maybe take turns, and just box fight over and over again, break it down, and yeah. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it or think the techniques will help you out, be sure to drop a like and consider subscribing as well if you'd like to see more videos just like this in the future. Also, somebody told me that using code Teckoh in the Fortnite item shop will instantly make you better at box fighting. Now, I can't personally verify this, but it's definitely worth a shot. It might just be dumb enough to work. But all jokes aside, guys, thank you all for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.